Dubai is the absolutely incredible bustling metropole in the Middle East, the city of luxury and superlatives. A city that has actually been pounded out of the ground in the last 50 years and where 90% of its population are expats or digital nomads. But it is also a city in a region with rich cultural history and beautiful nature. If you are a digital nomad and you want to experience Dubai for longer than just a week or two, maybe their Digital Nomad Visa is an option for you. So in this video I'm going to introduce the city of Dubai. I'm going to talk about the cost of living, about everything a digital nomad needs, about some fun things to do in the city, but most importantly some beautiful things to do outside of the city as well, before I dive into the specifics of the Digital Nomad Visa. If you at any point want to re-watch some parts of the video or jump right to the Digital Nomad Visa description, you will find the time codes down below. You will also find links to other helpful resources down there. Hi, my name is Sara. I'm passionate about traveling and experiencing other cultures, and on this channel I aim to help you and provide you with everything you need to start the digital nomad lifestyle. If that sounds like you and if that sounds interesting, please click the little notification bell and subscribe below. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, before we start, please excuse my voice. I've had a cold from hell for over a week now. No, it's not COVID, but it really hit me hard, so I hope my voice won't give out in this video. Okay, but let's get into the topic of Dubai. Unlike my usual digital nomad visa videos, Dubai is not a country, it's a city. It is actually the most popular city in the United Arab Emirates, which is formed out of 7 monarchies, 7 sheikdoms. So Dubai is a city in the sheikdom of Dubai, which is one of 7 sheikdoms that together form the United Arab Emirates. The Emirate of Dubai shares borders with Abu Dhabi in the south, Sharjah in the northeast, and the Sultanate of Oman in the southeast. And its capital is the city of Dubai. While Dubai was just a fishing village about half a century ago, it has now grown into one of the biggest tourism luxury destinations, with the second most amount of 5-star hotels in the world. Unlike common perception, however, Dubai did not finance all its growth with oil money. Actually, Dubai's amount of oil in comparison to its neighbors is rather insignificant. It is true that it started funding the first infrastructure projects with oil money. However, knowing that it only had a relatively small amount of this, the plan was from the beginning, or the vision was from the beginning, to turn this into a global metropole, a financial hub, to attract money through investments, through tourism, and so on. And I mean, that was quite successful. Today, actually, income from oil makes less than 1% of Dubai's GDP. So Dubai is on the coast of the Persian Gulf, and that makes it a major transport hub. It has a population of 3.4 million people, with 98% of that being experts or digital nomads. It is also one of the world's biggest financial hubs, and it is quite popular with expats because it's a tax haven. There is no income tax, and up until recently there was no tax on most companies either, although that will be changing a little bit in 2023. Dubai lies directly in the Arabian Desert, which of course influences its climate, meaning its climate is hot. In the summers, Dubai is extremely hot, it is windy, it is humid, and average temperatures are around 40 degrees Celsius or 104 degrees Fahrenheit. The winters are comparatively mild, with an average temperature of around 24 degrees Celsius or 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and its currency is the dirham. 1 dirham at the moment translates to approximately 27 US dollar cents. So usually I don't comment on politics or religion in my video. However, I feel that oftentimes we in the Western world have a bit of a distorted view and idea about Islamic countries. And for one, I think that creates a certain amount of fear and insecurity when traveling to these countries. And on the other hand, I feel that for me, traveling, the essence of traveling is to get to know other cultures, to connect with people on this human level and create understanding for each other. And for that reason, I decided to, in this video, answer some questions you might have, some like typical questions one might have when traveling to Dubai. Number one, alcohol. Alcohol sales is allowed but regulated. Non-Muslimic adults are allowed to drink alcohol in establishments that have a license, such as, for example, hotels or at home. I actually traveled to Dubai a couple of years ago. Actually, it's probably like 7 or so now. And when we arrived, we got some kind of cultural introduction where we were specifically asked to, if consuming alcohol, please not behave in a super drunken and disorderly manner. A memo that I feel a big part of the expat community seems to not have gotten, because there's a lot of partying and, you know, heavy drinking going on in Dubai, in my opinion. Again, technically, you know, if we want to respect somebody's culture, you can drink, but maybe, you know, not stumble super drunk through town. Number two, displays of public affections are illegal in Dubai. So, you know, kissing and making out is illegal. So save that for the privacy of your home. Number three, homosexuality. Homosexuality is actually punishable by death under Sharia law. Now, I could not find any case where foreigners, expats had actually officially been sentenced, but you can face it, like, technically you could face death penalty, deportation, imprisonment, and from what I gather, the homosexual community in Dubai is very, very secretive. I actually read a very interesting article how privileged white men, due to their financial privilege, find ways to make it work for them. But honestly, if you don't absolutely have to go to Dubai and you are homosexual, there are plenty of places in the world that are beautiful, that offer a lot of opportunities, and where you are free to live your sexuality, to love whom you want, to be attracted to whom you want. Maybe Dubai is just not worth it for you. Religion. Dubai has actually a very rich religious community of Christians, Hindus. There is a small but growing community of Jews. There are Buddhists. All of them are free to have their own house of worship and practice their religion freely. Dress code. Women usually wear the abaya and the hijab, so a long black dress and a head cover. Men wear the kandura, a white long dress and a headscarf. However, none of this is compulsory and it does not apply to foreigners. But you are asked to dress moderately. So, you know, outside of beach clubs, no ample amount of cleavage, cover your belly, cover your shoulders, no hot pants. And for men, the same, no super short shorts, no, you know, like cover your torso. When I was in Dubai, however, I saw a lot of people that didn't really adhere to that dress code, so I don't know to what extent it is enforced. That being said, let's consider the bigger question here. If you go to your friend's house, if you're invited to your friend's house and they ask you to take off your shoes, you would do so, right? Because, I mean, you're trying to be a good guest and you're respecting their boundaries, right? I personally feel that as travelers, we owe the same kind of respect to our host countries that allow us in and that we have the privilege of visiting. And ignoring their cultural stipulations, while just, you know, seemingly might be a small thing to the individual that does so, actually shows a great amount of disrespect for their culture, and in my opinion also a certain amount of arrogance. So again, you do you. I can't force you to dress however you want to dress, but I thought I'd throw that out here as a little bit of food for deeper thought when considering how to behave in a country that we are a guest in. Crime rate. Dubai actually has one of the lowest crime rates in the world, and in 2019 was ranked the 7th safest city in the world. Last but not least, weekend. Weekend used to be Friday, Saturday because of the Friday prayers. But in 2022 has been changed to the Christian or Western weekend of Saturday and Sunday. Okay, let's move on to digital nomad necessities and where to meet other digital nomads. Necessity number one for every digital nomad would probably be internet. Dubai is a connected city. It has great internet, there's free Wi-Fi, and if you have an UAE phone number, as in if you buy a SIM card with a UAE phone number, you have access to 1 hour of free high-speed Wi-Fi every day. You can even upgrade these packages easily. So a week of unlimited high-speed internet would, for example, cost you around $7.81. Transport, aside from, taxis and Uber, which are relatively inexpensive, Dubai also has a really modern public transport system with metro lines, monorail, 24-hour bus service that'll take you at least easily around all the big hotspots in town. You can buy the Silver Knoll card, which is a card that you can top off to use all forms of public transport: boat, taxi, ferry, bus, metro, monorail, and everything. Accommodation. Rent in Dubai isn't cheap, and it is paid in checks in advance, so either monthly or, for example, 3 months in advance or even more. Many digital nomads that are at least there for a shorter time therefore prefer to stay in Airbnbs and hotels. However, if you stay for a year, if you come on the Digital Nomad visa, renting and finding a place to rent therefore might be a better option for you because it is a lot cheaper. Another alternative are co-living spaces, which Dubai is getting more and more of. Examples of such would, for example, be Anyplace, coliving.com, or Coco Hub. Cost of living. According to Citizens Remote, you can rent a apartment in Dubai for around $2,042 a month. Airbnbs, on the other hand, will cost you around $3,432 a month. So as I said, if you have the chance to stay a little longer and therefore get rental apartments, this will be so much cheaper than Airbnbs. According to Expatistan, a family of 4 would have to calculate approximately $4,963 a month. Part of this high price might also be that school fees in Dubai are quite high. So if you have kids that are going to school, into public school in Dubai, that is going to be a very costly affair. A single person, on the other hand, could probably get by for $2,925. Here are some prices from Expatistan. You would pay approximately $5,579 for a 45 square meter apartment smack down in town. The same apartment in a normal area would cost you around $3,275. Utilities for such a place would cost you around 515 dirham per month, and internet about 358 dirham per month. According to Numbeo, you would pay around 40 dirham for an inexpensive meal in a restaurant, about 19 to 20 dirhams for a cappuccino, and about 350 dirham per month for a monthly transport pass. Places to work and meet other digital nomads. Well, on the one hand, Dubai has plenty of co-working spaces. Then you have cafes that all offer Wi-Fi, and you can go into any of the big malls that also have Wi-Fi and sit there in a cafe and work. However, if you want to go to a place where a lot of digital nomads and expats hang out, downtown Dubai and the business area would probably be good bet. Things to do. Wow. Honestly, this could be a 3-hour video in itself. There is not much you can do in Dubai as long as you can afford it. However, there are plenty of videos on YouTube that explain all the typical tourist attractions that you can do and see in the city of Dubai, and the city is ever changing. So here I will actually only list the typical ones real quick without going into too much detail, and then move on to some of the more cultural experiences and the more nature experiences that you can do. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know that that is so much more my vibe. Okay, so one of the most typical things to do in Dubai, or to see in Dubai, is of course the Burj Al Khalifa, the highest building in the world that is over a mile long. The Burj Al Khalifa was actually supposed to be called Burj Al Dubai, but had to be changed. The name had to be changed when they ran out of money to Burj Al Khalifa to honor the donator of the remaining funds that were needed to fulfill or to complete the building. The Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, which was the ruler of the United Arab Emirates at the time. In the evenings, you can go see the water fountain show, which is inspired by the water fountains of the Bellagio in Las Vegas. And as far as I know, you can even get, like, you know, special spots, like on a floating platoon if you pay for it. You can go see the frame, which is a super cool modern building. You have a great view from up top. But also when you look through the frame, through the building, if you look in the one direction, you see modern Dubai, and if you look from the other side, you see old Dubai, old town Dubai. You can check out the supercar police fleet. So in Dubai, the police drives supercars so that, you know, people who drive supercars and drive too fast can't get away from them. You can visit the man-made islands of the Palm and the World. There's another Palm, and I think there's another one coming up now, another man-made island. You can of course visit the absolutely outrageous and crazy shopping malls. They're huge. You can spend a whole day, and the Mall of the Emirates, for example, even has a ski center inside. So, you know, if you're warm in 40 degrees outside and you miss the Alps, you can go skiing in there. Other than that, you can, you know, base jump, helicopter fly, and whatever else. And you can visit the Museum of the Future, which is a really cool museum that I feel the building itself is almost like an art piece. If you would like to dive more into the traditional and cultural part of Dubai, I can warmly recommend the Gold and Spice Souk, the Gold and Spice Market. You can have some great camel milk ice cream there as well. The gold market is, I think, one of the world's largest, and I mean the gold jewelry is outrageous. And again, the spice market, so many smells and spices, and you know, there you really feel like you are in the Middle East, or you are, you know, in a different place, I suppose. Really impressive, and I found a really interesting experience. And the food is just absolutely fantastic. Another thing that I found super interesting, I did a mosque tour of the Jumeirah Mosque. They have a program called Open Doors, Open Minds. And we got a mosque tour, we got to visit the mosque. And we got, you know, explanations, and they showed us and told a bit about the culture and the beliefs and the religion. Dress appropriately, however. This means that if you want to enter the mosque as a woman, you need to cover your head. So take a scarf that you can then, you know, just cover yourself with while you enter the mosque, and you know, cover your arms and legs. This is a house of worship after all. When it comes to experiencing more of the beautiful nature, you could, for example, take part in a desert safari. I'll link some stuff down below, some resources, if these are things that are interesting to you. We did dune bashing in a 4x4, and it was a little scary but super exciting, and it was really cool because a lot of locals came out there with their toys, like, you know, their dune bashing buggies, and that seems to be a free time activity that they do. You can go quad, you can ride a quad in the dunes, you can go camel riding, horseback riding, some sandboarding. There's a lot of super interesting things that you can do in the desert. And we took part in an activity where at the end of the evening we got to go to a camp and experience also like some singing, some dancing, some local foods and such while sitting around the fire. And the name of the camp was called Al Khaima. You know, since it's hot, maybe you are more into water activities. Here there are plenty of opportunities: snorkeling, diving, either from the beach, lying by the beach of course, or by renting a boat. And Dubai has a super big water park which has plenty of adrenaline inducing slides on offer. So like I said, let's move on to some, you know, really beautiful nature that this part of the world has to offer. You have the Hatta mountain range, which is about 130 kilometers inland from Dubai. Here you can see beautiful mountains and emerald green rock pools. You also have the historic Hatta village there that you can visit to understand more about the culture of the region. Here you can go rock climbing, mountain biking, hiking, whatsoever. Just, you know, remember to bring enough water. You can visit Oman and Oman's Musandam Peninsula. It is also called the Fjord of Arabia because it has these high rock walls, and in the middle there is this stream running. It is very jagged, very raw, and very beautiful. And it is a popular spot for, you know, water sport enthusiasts. You can go kayaking, diving, snorkeling, swimming, all these things. And once you're done with that, you can visit some of the local small villages in the area that kinda, you know, explain and show the culture of the area so much more than Dubai. Al Ain Oasis is an oasis in the desert, which actually has the biggest camel souk, so the biggest camel market, which probably is an experience in itself. It also has natural hot springs that you can enjoy. They are free. You can just, put your feet in there and enjoy them. And a beautiful fort and museum which shows archaeological finds from the local dig site. Last but not least, the Hajar Mountains. The Hajar Mountains range from eastern UAE across all the way to Oman, and are a beautiful place, of course, for hiking, rock climbing, and things alike. They also have a lot of hidden beautiful wadis. Wadis are valleys that you can discover while hiking, as well as, again, a lot of tiny villages and beautiful local culture and customs that you can explore. Visa details. Okay, now let's get into the thick of it. You must have a minimum income of $60,000 a year. You need a valid passport of at least 6 months, and you need employment proof or proof of owning a company that is able to pay you these $60,000 a month. Visa processing time is 5 to 7 days. The cost of the visa is in total $611, which is the processing fees. You get your UAE ID card, you get a medical insurance premium for the UAE Act. So actually you also need to show medical insurance for the UAE for the visa. So I don't know why this is double. The process is quite easy. You apply online. Wow, now my voice is going. Sorry, let's hope we'll make it through this quickly. The process is quite easy. You apply online, so you need to gather all the documents. You need to download and fill in the visa document and proof. Take a copy of your passport, prove either, like I said, your income, that you have employment and have an employment agreement for at least 1 year with your employer, and prove your salary for the last 3 months, or that you have your own company, and you must prove your international insurance. You then send all of it in. I'll link the details down below, and wait, for the decision. Sorry, my battery died again. Benefits of the visa are that there are no restrictions to nationalities. Anyone who can afford it can come. Also, technically, you have rights to everything, as in you can, rent your apartment. You could technically even apply for a loan if you would find a bank that would, allow you to take a loan under the circumstances. So there are a lot of them. And again, Dubai is a big business hub, a hub for digital nomads, for expats, so there's a lot of things happening there, and you can make a lot of business contacts, I suppose. However, $60,000 is an amount that you need to make in a year. So if Dubai is not your place, either because of the culture or the amount that you need to prove an income or any other reason, why not check out this video here where I introduce the Digital Nomad Visa to Belize to you. Maybe a little Caribbean island is more your vibe. With that said, thanks for watching. I'll hope to see you soon. Sorry about the whole voice cough thing that was going on today. Bye bye.